My name is Gay Weston, and I want to welcome you to the San Diego Watercolor Society's virtual presentation of the 40th International Exhibition. This year is unique in how our world adapts and moves ahead, just like the San Diego Watercolor Society has for the past 55 years. Located in the Liberty Station's Art District in beautiful San Diego, California, our gallery is a 4,000 square foot showcase of the best water-based art offered anywhere in the world. Our organization also maintains an education center where artists in the community can enrich their lives by experiencing the arts. Our gallery is staffed by our highly dedicated member volunteers who also support a wide variety of workshops, plein air paintouts, outreach programs, a vast instructional library, and public events. Now, here is International Exhibition Director Ted Kane to tell you more about this year's exhibition.
Well, this year's 40th exhibition, international exhibition, is literally a milestone for the Watercolor Society. We had 874 entries, which is a record high number of entries. Of course, it's online, so nobody had to mail us a painting. Of the 874 entries, they were submitted by artists across the United States and 22 countries around the globe. So we had a very good cross-section. We really had an international representation. Of the 874, of course, it has to be reduced to only the 100 that we're going to exhibit. That fell to Michael Reardon, who's an incredibly talented watercolor painter, lives in the Bay Area, holds signature memberships in American Watercolor Society, Watercolor West, and the California Watercolor Association. So Michael had the tough choice of coming up with the 100, which he very, very deftly did. We would like to extend thanks, of course, to all of the artists, all 874 awarded, and especially congratulations to the 100 who were chosen to be in this exhibit. So, the next voice you're going to hear is that of Michael Reardon, who will comment on the decision process he went through. How did he choose the 100? What were some of his thoughts in that process?
I would first like to thank the San Diego Watercolor Society for asking me to jury the show. I'd also like to thank all of the volunteers who made this process completely flawless. Organizing 874 entries is no small feat, and they did a great job and made my job much easier to do. I'm also quite honored to be tasked with curating such a well-known and highly regarded exhibition. When I first looked at all of the entries, it became very clear to me that my job was going to be very, very difficult to do. The high caliber of the work was really a cornucopia of riches that rewarded me for several days of looking at beautiful artwork. The counterpoint is that many worthy paintings are not included in the show, and to those who didn't get in, you really needn't doubt your abilities. There were hundreds of wonderful paintings that could not be included in the show. When you're limited to 100 paintings out of 874, the math means that there were 774 entries that could not be included. And amongst those, there really were hundreds of worthy paintings. But that said, the 100 who did get in the show should be very proud of their achievement. When I had a chance to finally narrow it down to 100, I went through each one very carefully to make sure that it merited inclusion into the show. I was both stunned and gratified that all of them did. It really is a stellar exhibition. This painting has such a powerful composition. The contrast between the clean background and the patina of the machine make for just a truly strong composition. I love the kind of composition that tells a story with simplicity and by cropping out all of the unnecessary detail. I'm sometimes drawn to enigmatic paintings with a bit of mystery, and this is certainly one of them. Plus, it's just a delightful and energetic application of paint. This painting really shows the power of a dynamic composition of shapes. On top of that, though, it's a moving portrait and an intriguing expression. One of my favorite paintings of the entire group. This painting was done by a true master of the medium. His remarkable use of light and chiaroscuro and painstaking attention to detail is just truly breathtaking. I mean, just look at that lace. I'm partial to simple, powerful compositions, and this one definitely fills the bill. There's also quite a few stories going on here and a bit of mystery, which I always find quite enchanting. It really is a technical and a compositional tour de force. This painting happened to be the first image that I saw when I began to jury, and from the first I was enchanted by the ensemble and the mystery of what these people were doing. I didn't realize they were waiting for ice cream. It's very sophisticated composition. Chris paints still lifes like no one else. Beyond technical brilliance, her compositions and use of light are masterful, and they're photorealistic yet still sensuous. And look at the stripes through the glass. This painting made me smile every time I saw it. I really wanted this one on my wall. It's so rich in color, composition, and whimsy. I nicknamed it the Three Graces, one of my favorites.
Hi, I'm Karen Knudsen. I am so thrilled to have been given the third place award. I believe it is called the Eddie Dyer Memorial Award and M. Graham and Company Award. And I'm thrilled. I think San Diego Watercolor Society is one of the best organizations in the country. And so to get into that show is one thing, to win third place is wow, what an honor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks to Michael Reardon for doing such a good job and all of the volunteers that always make this happen. This is my painting called Quirky Friends. I think you wanted me to talk a little bit about it, and I'll just tell you that I started completely abstractly. I actually started with thinking that I was going to do neutral colors, which is a big joke because of course you see the big red in that I have in there afterwards. So our true spirit always comes through in the end. But I did push myself to start with neutral colors. It was a really, really fun painting to do. It absolutely painted itself. I did blind contour drawings of some sculptures that I have in the house, and then I overlaid them over the top of my abstract background. And if the patterns happened to come through the face, that was fine. As long as I had a good design, I thought that was all that was important. So I guess that's pretty much, you can kind of see at the bottom here how the light pathway goes through their clothing, and it almost looks like she's wearing her shoulders showing, and that wasn't intentional. It was just part of the design that happens. So it's a nice thing that if you just trust with the design, it usually will take care of itself. So thanks so much. I really, really appreciate it.
I was somewhat partial to this painting because I've had the opportunity to go to the Himalayas a few times, and he so masterfully evoked a street scene in Lhasa. He captured the sharpness of the high-altitude light with a faithful representation of Tibetan dress and just a remarkable ensemble of people. All in all, a truly great artistic achievement.
Hi，大家好，我是周天涯，非常感谢评委麦克瑞登先生和圣地亚哥水彩画会董事会的朋友们能够给我这么大一个奖，这让我感到很意外，也很惊喜，这是我巨大的荣耀。我这一张作品呢，画的是甘南的藏区拉卜楞市的 转经的人们。那么我是在2007年带着学生去西藏采风，那么第一次去西藏就爱上了西藏，特别是对西藏的宗教、人文、风景深深的迷恋了我，所以我一直画西藏的题材，一直到现在。在2009年的时候呢，我还在甘南藏区做了半年的志愿者。这个呢，就是我当时在做志愿者的感受和素材画的一张作品。我主要从2个方面来表达。第一个呢，就是对光的表现，我希望把这个自然光呢，画成一个带有宗教能够引人入胜的神圣之光。第二个呢，就是大家都知道，我们去西藏呢，你会发现不是所有的人都穿着藏服的，很多人呢，他们都是穿着汉服。所以，但是你看到我这个画里面呢，所有的人都是穿着藏服，每一个人的位置错落、前后穿插等等都要进行重新的组合和设计，来表达我当时的那种感受。希望大家能够喜欢我的作品，也祝圣地亚哥水彩画会的这次展览取得圆满的成功。谢谢圣地亚哥水彩画会董事会的所有朋友们辛勤的奉献。2020年对全世界人来讲都是非常艰难的一年，我相信未来会像我的画一样的阳光明媚。谢谢大家。
Sometimes while jurying, a painting just stops you in your tracks, and this is one of them. His masterful brushstrokes, limited palette, and composition are seemingly so simple, yet add up to such a powerful portrait. It's a face and painting that I could stare at for hours. It's so emotionally engaging. And you have to always wonder, what is he looking at? What is he thinking? I know I'm thinking Rembrandt, masterpiece, and genius.
Hello everyone. First, I'd like to congratulate the San Diego Watercolor Society for its 40th anniversary exhibition. I want to say thank you to all the sponsors, the volunteers, and the people who helped put this exhibition together during this difficult time in our country. I would also like to congratulate all the exhibiting artists, the winners, and particularly we certainly thank Michael Reardon for judging the exhibition. And secondly, I would like to say thank you for selecting my painting, Bing Davis. I've known Bing close to 40 years now. He's a very close friend. I met him years ago in Kansas City in the early 80s. He's just a tremendous human being. He does a lot for the arts community. And this is my way of giving back to the community by celebrating heroes and people who really care about this country and moving us forward to a better nation. Thank you so much for helping me celebrate him. I am certainly deeply appreciative and know that I do not take for granted being a part of any exhibition or winning any awards. And I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Thank you so much, and congratulations to everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Terry Nelson, and I am the incoming president. It is both my privilege and pleasure to applaud and celebrate 8 artists who qualify for signature membership this year. In order to obtain this very special status, an artist must be accepted into the international exhibition 3 times. This can sometimes take years. Please join me in congratulating these artists: Linda Drake, Antonio Massi, Angus McEwen, Maggie Metcalf, Pat Masuk, Linda Mullen, Scott Stoltman, and Xiao Chung Zhong. On behalf of everyone who brought you this wonderful show, Gay Weston, our president, Ted Kane and his International Exhibition Committee, other contributing members, and our generous donors and sponsors. We really miss seeing you and the beautiful artwork in person this year. We want to thank you, and we hope that you enjoy our 40th exhibition virtually.